Making your own fabric labels for your sewing and crafting projects is a great way to customize your products. When you sell them, when you're giving a gift, it just makes it unique and custom to your work. But what kind of transfer paper do you use? What is the best? Is there really a difference between all of these brands that are out there? I'm Jan Howe from YouMakeItSimple.com, and in this tutorial, I'm going to go over the best inkjet transfer papers for making your own DIY fabric labels. I have tried and tested 4 different brands that we're going to go over. I have tested how well they adhere to fabrics, the clarity and the vibrance of the paper and the printout on fabric. I'll go over the most cost-effective paper, the durability of washing these labels. Most of my projects that I make are projects that for babies or for clothing, stuff that you're going to be washing multiple times, and you want something that's not going to fray, that's going to stay vibrant. We'll go over those things and show you which ones that I prefer and have used for many years. Most likely, you're going to be cutting strips of fabric or putting them on ribbon using a transfer paper that when you wash it, the edges don't fray, because most of these labels will have a cut edge if you're printing them out on fabric. This particular shirt, I have added this tag to it probably 5 years ago. It's been washed multiple times and it still looks brand new. The sheen is nice, there's no frayed edges. So we're going to go over that. Over the years, I have used some transfer papers that when you wash it, the tag will fray or they wrinkle up. Make sure you watch the whole video so you can get all the details. If you haven't watched my tutorial on how to make these cute little labels, make sure you do that. There's a step-by-step process. I have a couple tutorials. I'll put the links in the description below. The 4 brands that I have tested are the Avery, the Taylor, Koala, and the PPD. Now these are all for light colored fabric, and I have a tutorial on how to print on darker colored fabrics, and I'll put the link in the description below. There's a little bit different process when you're printing on darker fabrics. You don't have to mirror the image, which is nice, and I do have a tutorial on how to print out your transfer papers if your printer doesn't have a reverse image or a mirror image on your printer, which can be really frustrating. So each transfer paper brand will have a set of instructions for you to follow. I encourage you to follow the instructions for whatever brand you choose to use, because there are some little bit of different methods or timing for each transfer paper. So I have printed out onto the same type of cotton fabric a color print and just some text print, and then I'll show you how each of them look, feel, the texture, and such. Most likely you'll just be using a standard iron. Most of us don't have a hot press or whatever, so we'll just be using an iron, and some of them, the process took a little bit longer and didn't adhere as well as the others. Let's start with the Avery brand. The first thing let's go over is how long it took to iron it on and how well it adhered to the fabric. All of these fabrics are taken from the same cotton, 100% cotton fabric. Each one of the instructions were slightly different on how long you're supposed to iron it on. The one that took the longest to adhere to was the Koala brand. It seemed like I had to push harder and do it a lot longer before it would stick. The PPD brand didn't take quite as long. The Avery was next, and the best adherence and the time was the Taylor brand. The instructions for some of these on when you're supposed to peel off the backing fabric, some have you wait till it's completely cool, some have you peel it while it's hot, so make sure you're following the instructions. Now what's interesting is the Avery brand didn't even specify whether to peel it when it's cool or or to peel it when it's hot. The Taylor brand, you let it cool 1 to 2 minutes before you peel off the fabric. The Koala brand, you let it cool completely and then you peel it off. And the PPD, you peel it off while it's hot. Let's go over the clarity and the color vibrancy of the different brands. I found that the Taylor brand was very crisp text, the Avery also. PPD, so it was pretty good, and the koala was okay. I think the least vibrant of the four was the koala brand. Now what you'll find is they're going to have a different sheen to them. The Taylor brand has a very shiny coating. The Avery brand had more of a matte finish. The koala brand was more of a matte finish, and the PPD has a slight sheen to it. As far as texture goes, it was very interesting. The Taylor, very smooth and almost feels like plastic. Now there's an advantage of having it be like this, because when you wash it, it does seem to be more durable, but we're going to check that out in just a bit. The Avery had a little bit more of a rough texture to it. The PPD, a little bit of the plasticky feel, but not quite as thick as the Taylor. Or the koala brand also has a plasticky feel. I'm going to send all of these fabrics through the wash, and we're going to see how well they hold up in the wash. Because when you're making tags, that cut edge is really important. And of course, you also want the vibrancy, or the image that you're putting on your fabric holds up. So we'll check back in after these have gone through the wash, and I'm putting them through the dryer as well. Most of the instructions advise you to wait 24 hours after you have applied your label before washing. They also do recommend turning the clothing inside out and washing in cold water. Although the instructions, most of them say to either lay flat to dry or to put them in the dryer at low settings. Most of my stuff I just put through my normal cycle, my normal permanent press cycle of the dryer, and they do fine. I'm going to put these in the wash, and we'll check back later. I have sent them through the washer and dryer, and let's see how they fared. The vibrancy and crispness of the color and text, they're all pretty good, but the Avery seems to be winning on that. The colors just really pop, as well as the Taylor. I think they all do pretty good. The PPD is probably not so much as far as the clarity of the color and crispness of the text. Let's look and see how they fared on the cut edge. The top one is the Taylor, and this is the brand that I've been using for a long time. You can see the cut edge doesn't have a lot of fraying on it. There's just a little bit there, but pretty good. The Avery, seems to be a lot more fraying, and I find that the thicker that coating, the better the edges hold up and it doesn't fray. And this would be fine if you're using like ribbon or seam tape to make your labels with, and you don't have to worry about that frayed edge and you want more of a matte finish. That would be fine. The koala brand did pretty good on the frayed cut edge, and the PPD probably not quite so much. So I think the more sheen that you have, the more glossy, the better the cut edge. So it all depends on what kind of product you're ironing on. You can fold the edge of the fabric under and zigzag that or stitch it. So it all depends on what you're willing to do or whatever. But the tags that I make, I cut in little strips, and I don't want to have to worry about hemming unless I'm using a ribbon. So I find that the Taylor brand works for me and my labels. Now let's go over the cost and which one is more cost effective. They're pretty similar in price, except for the Avery was significantly more expensive. And personally, I'm not sure if it's worth the money. Coming in at about $1.35 a sheet. PPD comes in at about $1 a piece. The Taylor brand about 96 cents a sheet. and the koala 90 cents. So with that all said and done, my top, although it's not as popular and you don't see it a lot, is this Taylor brand. This is what I've been using for my labels. Again, it does have that high sheen, but the next one down that I would go to, probably the koala, then the PPD, and my least favorite was the Avery, which you'll find the reviews show otherwise, but in my experience in using it, this is my go-to. We all have different needs, we all have different likes, so I will put the links in the description below for all of these papers, which I don't think you can go too wrong with any of them. Of course, we haven't tested these over time, but I have tested these and I've put them in a lot of my products. So I hope that was helpful when you go to make your tags. I will also put a link in the description below to my website where I'll have a printable and downloadable chart that has all this broken down so that you can see this all at a glance. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this information helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you have any concerns or questions. And if you want to learn how to make your own DIY fabric labels, make sure you check out the video here. If you have a printer that doesn't mirror image or flip images when you go to print out your video, I have some great tips on this video. Check it out. We'll see you next time.